Hey everyone, I'm Luke and this is Michael and we're from the Game Cave or whatever. Today we're gonna talk about the 2DS and why I think it's pretty much a good move. And, like console wise. First I kinda wanna hear what Michael has to say about it because he doesn't know much about it. And this is kind of pissing me off about this because when I saw it at first glance, I was like, what the hell even is this? It's like a fucking slate or some shit, I don't know.
It's Slate.
Yeah, so I don't know. I after I did, my research, I was like, oh, alright. Um, I did a lot of, well, not a lot of, but I heard a lot of controversy about it on the internet and, Reddit and all that stuff. Um, And it got me thinking about it. But I kind of want to hear what Michael has to say about this. Why do you think that the 2DS is like not a
Right
great?
off
It's
again, let me
basically
repeat that I barely know anything about it. So I'm still in that first glance area.
yeah.
Um, I think they did an interesting thing with the design of it because most of the Nintendo DS consoles are I don't know the name for it. How you can like turn them. There's the joint where you can like turn them back and forth.
What, like the hinge?
Yeah, the hinge. Well, at first I thought, okay, it looks really weird, right? Just the first time you see it because it's a DS. But when you think about it, most of the really old, more popular handheld consoles were basically like that, like the original Game Boy and like other consoles like that. But it looks weird at first glance.
It does, and it's actually kind of odd if you it's like not flat. It's like a wedge. The entire shape of it's like a wedge. So if you put it flat on a table, it'll be like slightly angled towards your
Oh
face.
yeah, oh yeah, it is. It looks really weird,
Yeah. But here,
just right
let
off
me
the
let
bat.
me tell you why I think this is a great move. Like it's really really a good move once you really overanalyze this. But not overanalyze, I guess, but after doing, a couple hours of thinking and, some research, I've definitely decided that this is a great great move. So basically 2DS, first glance, oh, it's a wedge. That's it. It's a wedge. Two screens. But listen, first of all, it's a unibody design instead of that, hinge that you can easily break if you bend it
Yeah,
the
that's
wrong
what I
way.
was trying to think of.
So it's like, it loses that, and that just itself makes it a lot more durable. The only slight issue with that is that the screen is always exposed. But you can throw it around. You can throw it into a bag or whatever, no problem. You don't.
Throw it
No, you
around.
can. Like if you're, if you're like traveling or whatever, you just throw it right in your bag. You don't have to bring your whole fucking case along or whatever kids are doing these days. Now, for me, I don't have a 3DS, but I know a lot of people that do, and it's great. The 3D is great for them. But you see, like a lot of kids, that can really, I don't know, a lot of kids wouldn't like that 3D feature. It'd probably give them headaches or whatever because they don't have
Thanks.
the brain capacity to see like two cameras or whatever. I don't even know. But so that's a lot better. I know you can turn the 3D off, but that pretty much defeats the point of getting a 3DS. It's literally a DSi except with a 3D function. So this is a lot more kid friendly. It's a lot more. It's just a much better, like, I don't know. It's a much better design for kids. It's going to appeal to kids much more than a 3DS or a 3DS XL would. And listen, I know a lot of kids nowadays use these. But it's kind of like they're going back to like a kind of like a Game Boy thing. They did
Yeah, like a
a
retro-y look to it.
yeah, I'm on Reddit right now, and I saw this picture. Now, the original version of the, here, go ahead and take a look at this. Just take a look at that picture. It's very interesting, actually. So you see how the original DS is all kind of big, it's not very refined, and it's the first draft. It's just like, all right, here's our, new console, and this is what we're doing. And then, boom, a couple years later, a new version comes out, the DS Lite, and it's very similar to the second version of the Game Boy. And then what they did after that was they had, a very similar device. Like it has the same DS style, it has the, hinge and everything, whatever. And, same with the Game Boy. It looks the same as the other one, but it has, new features, whatever. And then boom, they make an all new big one with like a analog stick, all that new stuff, and 3D obviously, which is the 3DS. And then for the Game Boy, they redesigned that into the Game Boy Advance, which is completely different than the Game Boy Color or the original, Game Boy. And then all of a sudden they make
Yeah,
3DS XL, which is different from the previous version. It's a lot bigger and it's overall different in design, just like the what's I don't even know what it's called anymore. The Game Boy Advance SD or something. I don't know. And
oh
then
yeah, the Game Boy Advance system.
yeah, and then what they did was made an odd design, but it's better for kids, just like that other Game Boy that I don't even know the name of. But still, it's a pretty good comparison. I actually really like this post, but yeah. So I just kind of wanted to educate people because from first glance, it looks ridiculous. It's like a wedge. It's literally like basic geometry, no hinge, but it's got the analog stick. It's got the D-pad buttons, all that stuff. Still got the touchscreens and everything. But I just wanted to tell everyone that it's not that stupid of an idea once you think of it. And which is really going to help with their marketing. Moms are obviously gonna be all like, moms or dads or parents. Moms are usually, I don't know, but if you go to the Best Buy or wherever you go to get your game consoles, and your mom's like, huh, do I want to buy this expensive device that might break easily if you turn it the wrong way and is not that durable as this one over here, which is a lower price, and you can throw it into a bag very easily without it breaking, unless you, like, throw it at a wall or hit it with a hammer? Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what I said anymore, but I'm gonna go buy this one because it's better. I don't know. It's basically the same hardware. I'm pretty sure it's the same hardware, except minus 3D, and it's durable and all for a lower price. So you're getting the same package as like a DSi or whatever would have, or maybe just the 3DS software but without the 3D function. So right out of the box, you got all those good up to date specs on the for the hardware, but you got a more durable version basically for a low price, which is I think a great idea. It's genius, really. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I don't know.
Yeah, and I was gonna add something also because I do own a game. I own a Cobalt Game Boy Advance SP,
Oh
and it
really?
was actually my first. Yeah, I do. I have like a blue Game Boy Advance SP, and that was my first mobile console that I ever owned.
Yeah.
I didn't have any of the older versions of the Game Boy. I never had like a GBA Color or anything, but I had a GBA SP, and that was the first Game Boy, and well, the first and only Game Boy that has the hinge. If you look at the picture with the other ones,
Yeah.
none of them have the hinge
That's.
except for that one. While the 2DS is the first Nintendo DS product that doesn't have the hinge.
Yeah. So it's really, I don't know. I think it's, if you're looking for a 3DS and you want all those really true to the whole, DS design and like functionality, then sure, go with the DSi or a 3DS. But if, you want something more durable that still has the same hardware, all for a lower price, I don't see why you wouldn't go with the 2DS. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of tell all of you about that because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about it, a lot of weird hate, and I didn't really understand why until I saw the launch preview or whatever, the announcement, and I thought it was a joke, honestly. But I went on Nintendo's website and boom, there it was. I was like, what the hell? But after a couple hours of research and all that, I've decided that it's definitely a great idea, marketing wise. So yeah, if you watched this video, thank you a lot because this is like our first real video. But yeah, I
Yep,
just
this is unscripted.
yep, unscripted, all ad libbed. Thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to tell you about that. So yeah, subscribe if you want. If you don't. Yeah. Also like this video.
Like,
But
comment, subscribe, and
all
follow
right.
us on Twitter. We don't even
Okay.
have a Twitter.
If you're signed in, you can subscribe. But if you're not, you can't. You have to sign in. Figured that out yesterday. I was that was a joke.